It's funny because, especially a lot of the artists, I think they see it very much as my project, but at the end of the day, I actually don't. I see it more as kind of a piece of culture that needs to exist, and I'm more just the vessel or the person. It's almost like a religious thing that the idea came and I just knew I had to do it. Initially, the concept for the album was 1970s, but just finding more music, kept turning out that all these amazing albums from Nick Drake and Joni Mitchell and Verlaine, that a lot of them are in 1969. Something magical happened specifically within this time period. It felt like a natural fit. It's kind of like the music just forced it into paying homage to that era. Any point I would kind of try and dive in, but I think the biggest resource for researching is actually just communicating with the artists. And again, that ties into, it's really everybody's project, because there are little bits and pieces of everybody's influences that come together to create the full narrative. In general, I love to not have individual musicians or artists in isolation, because there's just something that happens where you disconnect from whatever you're working on. You disconnect a bit from reality and get inside your head. The second there's two people doing something at once, there's a certain magic that comes in the air, and when it's three or four and it actually connects, it just gets multiplied even more. So it was definitely a deliberate choice to do that. There are moments where the artists embraced it, some that were faced with a big challenge, but at one point did kind of overcome it and understand, if they love music from that era, well, that's how it was done. It was live takes. It was genuine talent and genuine mistakes that we end up falling in love with. If there's some kind of underlying thread throughout the album, is finding happiness and simplicity in beauty, finding lightness, finding self-comfort, which, is maybe an overworn topic, but I think to explore it in extreme depth is something that's very interesting. Just because the narrators of each story are so drastically different, you'll get to kind of fall into everybody's universe for a quick moment and then build your own kind of stories within that. I think every day with every artist, there was some moment where we just kind of all looked at the room and it was just, this is something really special. So funny enough, before the music even gets heard or comes out, to me I feel completely fulfilled. I don't think there's anything I would change in the process. Even just doing this has changed the way I approach so much else in the rest of my life, in terms of just slowing down, accepting, and relaxing. If I were regretting a lot, I would have failed in the process. So for me, it's really been about the journey, and anything after that, it's just, a great bonus. My name's Connor Seidel, and I developed the 1969 album.